Well, hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Strange episode of motorcycle maintenance, but with no motorcycle maintenance. Let me explain. I'm going to show you what's coming up. Some might be of interest to you guys, some, well, we'll see. Sorry for the unkept appearance, but I've just finished work and I really want to get a video done before this week's out. It was Bank Holiday Monday yesterday, so I've lost a day this week. So right, first things first, I have post. Nice full gasket set for the Honda CBF 125. Now, I don't need all of the gaskets in here. It was actually cheaper to buy a full gasket set than it was to buy the ones that I wanted separately. The ones I want is this big one round there. That goes on the clutch side of the engine, because I want to take the clutch casing off so I can get to the clutch basket, a centrifugal oil spinner, and an oil, it's a little mesh plate like that, and it catches bits of metal and crap that's in the engine. But I needed that one. I also need that little round one down there, because that's the one that goes round the oil spinner. That one's always useful. That's your rocker case gasket, and as you know, with the Honda CBF, you're setting the tappets every 2,500 miles, so that does wear out. But my bike's got a brand new one on it. I don't need that, but it came anyway. The rest of the gaskets, they're to do with what's in that box, and they're not for my bike. These are for my bike. That's not. This box. You see, another gasket set. I think you can guess what's in this box. A new piston. Dinky little thing these pistons are when you actually look at them. And a new head. I'll say, not for my bike, this is for somebody else's bike. Basically blown their engine up, and thought, well, I'll take the engine and I will do a full engine strip down and rebuild. But that part of their engine was damaged. There's the hole where the piston goes through. Your timing chain runs through here, and your exhaust comes out there. So what do we get in the box? Well, of course, you get a head, and I don't know if you can see that. There's a hardened steel insert in there with a beveled edge. That beveled edge is really important. If you get one that's got a flat edge, you're going to have problems, and I'll tell you why. I wasn't say I'll show you why, I'll tell you why, because I'm not going to do it yet. Right, there's the piston. Where's the camera? Come on, focus. On the piston, you can see 3 grooves. In those grooves go 3 rings. You have an oil scraper ring at the bottom, which is the biggest one, and then the next 2 rings are basically the same. They're compression rings, and that's what actually gives you your compression when the piston goes up and down. The bottom ring basically just scrapes the oil off of the inside of the cylinder bore. But, well, actually you may not know this, but if I show you that, you see, I don't know if you can see it, they're not rings. They're actually, well, they're a ring, but they've been cut. So when you put them on, they're actually quite a loose fit. And when you put them on, you want, because there's 3 rings, there's going to be 3 holes. You don't want all 3 holes to line up. Think of it as a clock face. You want 1 hole at 10 to, 1 hole at 10 past, and 1 hole at half past. Puts them 20 degrees out of sequence. And that is where this beveled edge comes into play. Because with your rings on there, it's really easy to slide that in, and that will compress the rings in place. Of course you can have a con rod on the end of that, and you do get I think it's called a gudgeon pin, whatever, and it basically sits in there, and that's the thing that allows the piston to rock. And there's two little clips that keep it in, like half moon clips that clip on either side. There's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little recess there where one part of them goes in. Same on that side, and you just keep that pin in there. You use your old con rod, and you can basically rebuild your engine. Well, I say not my engine, but a engine. So we've got part of that gasket set for my bike, engine stripped down and rebuild. Probably not going to happen until the winter, because it's coming up to summertime, it's ride out time, it's camping time, it's hey. But that's not all. Rear shocks. Now this is a set of rear shocks. They're actually in quite a sorry state. All of the chrome is pitted. They're a little bit rusty. Apart from that, there's nothing wrong with them. Now these can be stripped down. Behind there, behind there is a nut. If you put a spanner on that, you can unscrew that. That top comes off. This spring then comes off. The load adjuster, that will shoot that way. And actually pull the piston out, and you can get to the dampener inside, and you can replace the oil. So I thought what I'd do is I will strip these down, get them sandblasted, and either powder coat, spray, hand brush, paint, don't know, nice yellow spring, matte black innards. I don't know at the moment, but to do that I needed what's in this box. Now this did come today. This is what you use to compress those springs. One side is not attached to anything. This side has got a thread on it, so as you do that, it tightens that down. So, oh, way too long. I'm not going to compress the springs tonight, I'm just going to show you how I would do it. This is going to be harder than I thought. Oh no, there we go. One in the top, one in the bottom, and then screw this up, compress the spring down, and it lets you get to the nut. I don't know if I'm going to use two on each, or if one will just do it. I don't know. It all depends how straight this spring compresses, because if you compress that side, it's probably going to bow it. So I'm going to probably need one on each side, couple of turns on that one, couple of turns on that one, and then just slowly pull the spring down. But be careful, because there's going to be a lot of pressure put on those, and they can ping off and they take your eye out. So just be careful with spring compressors. They are they are dangerous. It's not something to play with. And I might put these on the grinder and put a notch through there, so it actually hooks over the spring, so the spring doesn't pull out and that pings off. Where's my short lookers? There we go. These came from Toolport. Toolport.co.uk, and with postage was £12.99. That's not bad. And although they don't say they're for motorcycles, if you go, you've been on the forums, you know what people say, and a lot recommend them for motorcycles because they're small enough. They're small enough to go in there, and you know they're not going to go any further because it's hitting the. That's the main thing. That is small enough to get in a motorcycle spring. Well, I think I've covered it. So, engine rebuild, my bike, clutch basket, oil spinner, oil filter. What else is on that side? Clutch. Have a look at the clutch, see what that's like. Well, we got that side of the engine off, but not yet because I'm going out riding. These will probably be the next thing, the springs, and then later on in the year a full engine rebuild. And coming up there is a rear wheel strip down and rebuild, because I was asked for it a few months ago. A guy left a comment on one of my videos. Sorry, I can't remember what your name was, but I know you're a subscriber, so you might see this. Could I do a rear wheel strip down and rebuild, which is coming. I might even replace the wheel bearings, so it'll be take the wheel off on a table, stick a camera up so you can look down, strip the rear wheel all the way down, brakes off, pop the wheel bearings out, re-grease them, put them back in, check your chain guide. You know the things you screw in to set your chain tension? Check those, make sure they're sliding okay. What else? Rear sprocket carrier. If you think the wheel goes there, then you got this thing. We'll check the bearings that go through there as well. Yeah, whatever that's called. I know what it's called, I just can't think of it. So that's what's coming up in motorcycle maintenance, and I can't think of anything else to do to the bike. If you've rebuilt the engine, you've done, we've already done brakes, we've already done tappets, we've done a strip down and rebuild the fuel system because I've got contaminated fuel. There's not a lot more I can, oh, well, there's a bit on the other side of the bike, the stator, the bit that makes the electricity to keep the bike running, but all the time it's working I'm not going to touch it because they're as flaky as hell, and they're just known to go. The CBF basically uses everything that stator produces, and there's not a lot left over for running auxiliaries. I know people have had heated grips with no problems whatsoever. I know guys who's put a USB socket on it and it's burnt the stator out, just pulling a 1/4 of an amp extra. I don't know if they did it correctly, I don't know, but I've got a 12-volt socket on my bike, I've got 2 USB sockets, I've got a separate USB charging system, and I've never had no problems. Touch wood, and you watch, I'll go out there now and it won't work. So I'm not really going to touch the electrics unless I have to. But coming up, there we go, just a recap before I stop waffling, because everyone said you're coming to the end of your video and then you start waffling. So I'm not going to waffle. My bike: oil, strainer, filter, clutch basket, off, clean, back on. Oh, one thing, when you change the oil in a Honda CBF 125, it takes 1 litre. If you're stripping it down like I am, it will take 1.2 to 1.3 litres. So basically you've got to buy 2 litres of oil, and you can have some left over, because once you strip the engine down that much, you lose more oil than you would on a normal oil change. So you need to buy 2 litres of oil. Engine rebuild, wintertime project, probably in the man cave, we'll see. Rear shocks, strip down, sandblast, rebuild, that's probably going to be the next one, and I think that's it. So thanks for watching. Just a quick video to show what's coming up in the coming months, as well as all of the camping stuff, but that's camping and this is motorcycle maintenance. So if you want camping, you're just going to have to tune in to a camping video. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Mike out. Bye.